get this show on the road.
Hey guys, welcome back. Once again we are in World of Tanks and my name is John. Today I've got a little replay for you of me and my M103 Tier 9 American heavy tank. I do have a fondness for this tank. It is very very nice. I think it's slightly emphasised or exaggerated by the fact my first Tier 9 tank was the VK4502P, which I do not like very much. In fact, I haven't played it in a few months. Just didn't really get along with that tank. But yes, today we are on Halluf and we've got an encounter battle. And we managed to catch that T-54E1 out in the open. Land one shot on him. Unfortunately we take one in return. So yeah, since this is a tier 10 match and I'm only in a tier 9, I was thinking I'll hang about, see what the rest of the team does, and then we can find out what role we're going to play. So nobody's went over to the kind of sniper area, just over to where I'm heading now. I didn't want to be someone who's moving in there and taking that up if someone else wanted it, so I decided to wait, see what the team's going to do. And since no one's moved over here, then, well, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. It's not really, I don't think this is the best tank to have in this area. It's a little bit too bulky for going up that high. And we're getting pot shots taken at us by that E50M. As you can see, they've got two tier 10s over in that corner, and I think the biggest thing we've got is a tier 9. Yeah, and then a few tier 8s. So it's not ideal. The rest of our guys taking a more defensive line over on the cliffs to the left of my position, or directly behind my position just now. And we've still got that T-54E1 running about down in the canyon in front of us, trying to spot any of us up here on the cliff. But he's almost out of health, so he shouldn't be too much of a problem for much longer. Now again, with this being a tier 10 game, I am playing very cautiously. Don't want to be running into any fights head first. It's just not the wisest idea. So I'm playing cautiously, hanging back, seeing how the game develops. Where can I be of assistance? And just watching this top corner at the moment, as that's where most of the action happens. And see if we can help our guys out in any way. Also keeping an eye on the cap zone, because we wouldn't want any of them sneaking in. But there doesn't seem to be many people focusing on it or having go on it. Oh, and we've got an enemy low showed up, so we'll have a shot at him. And 470 metres away, I don't think he's got the view range to see us. And there we go, takes care of him. Ooh, T95. It's nice that we can spot him, but there's not much we can do about it at this range. The front of a T95? Oh, someone got lucky, set him on fire. The best we can really do at this range with this gun is just track him. I mean, I think I was going to try for a shot at his lower glacis, probably missed at that range, but the top of that rock in the cap zone got in the way there. We started taking fire from, an enemy M103. So we'll just pull back. No sense in staying out there, especially if we have been spotted and they know we're here. But ooh, IS-8 coming around the bottom, can have a go at him. There we go. And that'll send him back round. That's the other important thing about having someone in this position. It stops our guys at the top left corner being flanked from behind. And that top corner definitely seems to be where all the action's happening just now. And it's at this point I decide our tanks over there are kind of out-tiered. I think we've got 2 tier 10s in their team over there. At least one at the moment, definitely. And the biggest thing we've got is an E75, but the tier 8s over there are going to be having a tough time dealing with it. So I decide, since we've got a tank destroyer up in that spot I was at, he's got that covered, then I can push down, head up and reinforce. There's no sense me sitting in that supporting role anymore, so I will switch to reinforcements. So yeah, we'll still get an IS-7 and the E50M up here against 2 tier 8s and a tier 9. So they're a little bit outgunned. Tier 8s would be having a particularly tough time trying to penetrate that IS-7. So since they're down there, and I hate that little path for just traffic jams and trying to shoot past your teammates and all the rest of it, just drive up onto the high ground and start putting on a little pressure, making these guys fall back a bit further. Because that's always the problem if the enemy manage to push round that corner, is you guys have got nowhere to fall back to. You don't have much in the way of cover. So if they feel like they can take the hits from you and they can still push through it, then you're in a lot of trouble. But since I've came round onto the high ground in this kind of overwatch position, it's scared them off. Don't blame the E50M, I mean he's down to 1 shot and he's dead. The IS-7 will still be a challenge. That's me just trying to get a quick shot off, not wanting to be taking any unnecessary hits. So there we go, we can scope in. Unfortunately that was a bounce, but it is an IS-7. I wasn't expecting everything to win, and at this point I noticed the minimap and how we've got enemy team pushing through the middle, kind of cutting our forces in half as it were. So I'm trying to figure out if it's best to keep applying pressure to the IS-7 and the E50M, or maybe back up a bit and get those guys in the middle of the map. I wasn't hoping for that shot to go in, I was just taking the shot and backing off. Get the IS-7's attention split once again. Just, you know, make sure he still feels pressured. There we go, managed to catch the side of his turret, but we get shot in the back. Or the side of our turret by the looks of it. So those guys in the middle are a bit of a problem, and as it turns out I'm not safe here. A T-57 shows up just to make sure I'm aware of that fact. Managed to land one in the T-57 Heavy, but autoloader, yeah, we've got quite a few shots to dodge. But at least we know we can penetrate him at this range. In situations like this, I'm rather glad I've got binoculars. Oh, so we've got shots in the middle here. See what we can do. Hopefully better than that. And we just need to watch this T-57 Heavy again. Oof. Yep. It's not something you want to be taking shots from. So I decide to get out of there. Get out of the T-57's range and see what we can do over here. Managed to track the M103 and take him down to 1 shot. So that was really the role in this game, watching the minimap and seeing where needs help. So it's easy to get focused in on this corner when you're here, but you need to watch the minimap I saw that there was a couple of targets over there, so just, you know, help your team out where you can. No sense in fighting your battle for the rest of your team to lose theirs when you could have helped. It's not nice with that autoloader shooting at you, I tell you. The only benefit I've got here is that it is at rather long range, so much better odds of him missing and me being able to dodge. So it's just down to T-57 Heavy now, and our team is moving in. So I'm just going to keep scoped in this corner in case he decides to come round, and also turn my hull armour round just in case he fires off a quick shot. There we go. Lovely job by the IS-3 there to bait him out, and that is the end of that game. So we will jump into the post-battle results. So here's the post-battle results for that one, guys. We got ourselves 42,000 credits nearly and 2,200 experience, but that was our ×2 for the first one of the day. Got ourselves a Confederate medal, which is quite nice, and we got some decent damage numbers on a couple of these tier 10s, and the rest were all pretty okay. 1 or 2 shots on each target, and we only got 1 spot in damage, but you know, we done enough damage ourselves, so it's not too important. We got 4,700 damage altogether, which is more than anybody in our team, more than anybody in the enemy team, so it's not a bad performance whatsoever. As you can see, 21 shots fired, 19 hits, 16 pens, and we managed to, well, I was going to say we bounced 3,500, but some of that went through. So yeah, not too shabby, guys. We did manage to make a small profit on that one, which is rare for a tier 9 tank, especially on a standard account, but you know, it was one of my better games in that tank, so we get a slight profit as a reward. Alrighty, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that small replay for today, and I will catch you on the next one.